Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more strategy games with AoE 3DE, and today we have another update for you, update number 14825. So, very interesting. I don't know why they go with these massive numbers. I don't know whether there's something internally going on, but there's just some huge numbers that they have on the end of these updates. So, but anyway, we have something very interesting for you. We have some more Civ balances, which is I know why the majority of you come on here. You know, probably 90% of you come on here to have a look at the Civ balances because it changes a lot within, you know, the ranked sort of play. But we'll get through some of the sort of fluffy stuff that I know a lot of you guys moan about because, you know, the developers should really be working on the actual balancing of the game, the actual fundamental issues. But let's have a quick run through it. So we've got a new event, new challenge, new home city customizations for China, weekly avatar rewards when every time you log in. So, you know, I'm not really bothered about that. Numerous stability and performance improvements. Very good. And also look at this. This is exciting. Buffs to the Chinese Civ. Extremely exciting. And also they've rolled back a few changes on the Swedes. So, don't know. Let's have a look. So, Lunar new events. Okay, so they've got a new event. Throw a party in True Age of Empires. I mean, it's just a bit like, I mean, how much of the devs' time does it take to do all of this? I hope it's not a lot because they should be pouring more resources into making the game better rather than this. I mean, I don't know how many people actually really appreciate this sort of stuff. Personally, for me, I don't really care, but you know, let me know down in the comments below if this sort of stuff does excite you. So there's a Bombard Brawl section, some sort of like challenge map that you can do, part of the Lunar New Year for China. So you've got all these awesome little avatars, quite high def actually, quite good. New rewards starting today. Complete in-game tasks to unlock even event-themed goodies. So obviously they're still saying to sign into Xbox Live. I just can't be asked to do that. I don't know why. I just can't be asked. Win a skirmish or multiplayer game on the Silk Road map. Okay, you could just play that against AI and win it really quickly. Get 50 artillery kills as the Chinese. Once again, you could just do that with AI. You could do all of this with really easy AI and sort of cheese it if you wanted to, but it doesn't really bother me. I'm not really like a completionist when it comes to this sort of stuff. New challenge, Bombard Brawl. So the Bombard Brawl scenario will test your skills as you blast your way through enemy lines to lay siege to a fortified French stronghold. Okay, earn points, dominate the battlefield, and see where you fall on the leaderboard of your friends. Okay, that's not bad. I don't know whether I'll play it or not, but I guess you've got to go through all these enemies. Defeating your enemy acquires their structures. Use these to replenish your army. Interesting. Okay. Quite unusual. That's probably quite good for people who do like scenario games and more of the sort of single player, like against AI and that sort of stuff. Quite interesting. Okay, so in addition to the leaderboard, you can unlock 2 exclusive icons based on your score in the scenario. Okay. You get like a cool golden ball. Look at that. Check that out. Really high def pictures here as well. Okay, so there's some tips and tricks for the Bombard Brawl, but we're not going to do that. Moving on to the next section, home city customization. Once again, I'm not really bothered about it, to be honest. The home city customization doesn't really bother me that much, but apparently there's been lots of praise from the Swedish home city customization, so they are now providing you with the Chinese home city of Beijing, obviously, customizations, and you can customize 5 different buildings now. 3 new skyboxes are unlockable for your home city. I don't even know what skyboxes are. 4 color variants for the different buildings. That's quite cool. Okay, so that's that. Weekly avatar reward systems. This is the thing they mention every time you log in. You get a free avatar, so quite good ones here. You got a Jaeger, got a Hussar here. You got those sword infantry from India. Can't remember what they're called. Got a little nice elk here, or a moose. Quite nice. No, it's an elk, I think. Hopefully it's an elk. Right, okay, moving on to games. So a bit more interesting now. Stability and performance. So they've implemented fixes for 2 memory leaks. Fixed corruption issues that could stealthily emerge when tabbed out of the game. Okay. Fixed the potential hang and memory leak when launching the game. Fixed a common hang related to cloud saves on certain machines. Fixed a crash on the mission, bring down the mountain. Okay, so it's good for the campaign people. Improve the performance when searching for active squads. Okay. What does that mean? Active squads. What does that mean? Active squads. I'm not sure what that means. Graphics. So fixed a legacy bug where the town centre would vanish when you age up. Terrain now responds properly to the texture quality setting. Okay, that's good. Fixed the occludi. I don't even know how you pronounce that. It's quite embarrassing. Shader for hardware that only supports DirectX 11. Audio updated the civilization jingles for all civilizations. Interesting. Civilization jingles. What does that mean? Civilization jingles. Does that mean the music? The little music that you have when you first start. Okay, UI. The Torp and Porcelain Tower now properly display all their gathering rates in the UI. Oh, that's really, really good. Porcelain Tower is really, really good. That's the Chinese upgrade that you get. So I think they're really sort of paying more attention to the Swedes and the Chinese in this update. A lot more than the other civs, which is good because I mean China really needs some love. So I'm quite excited to see what these balances are. So let's move down. We've got a few more things here. Sorry, command panels will now display hotkey overlays when enabled in the UI. Added safeguards to prevent resource bars from showing up. Fixed an issue where the health bars of trees and animals were being displayed at all times. Interesting. Gameplay, general, implement additional improvements to prevent settlers from getting trapped when building trade posts. That's really good because that actually happened to me once. Also, my villager got trapped when building a bank as the Dutch. I don't know if they can sort that, but that'll be appreciated. We are continuing to identify and work towards fixes for other instances. Oh, that's good, where units can get stuck. Good. Fix an issue where hotkeys could not be used by villagers and explorers when using the default keybind settings. Oh, I never experienced that. Fixed an issue which prevented the enable alt right click attack move from being displayed in the hotkey settings menu. Okay. Exploit fixes. Experience will no longer be awarded for games that end in less than 2 minutes. Okay. I didn't know that you actually get experience for finishing games. Okay. Experience, I imagine, towards your home city level, I imagine. Anyway, moving on to the campaign. Only a little bit here. Last city of the Inca. Improve the enemy AI to present more of a threat. And encourage the green computer ally to be less try-hard so the player can play a meaningful role in the scenario. Okay. Civ balance. Here we go. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gents. We are diving into the abyss. Civ balance. General. Units and buildings. Big Jerome, the pet polar bear, now shares the same multipliers as Honcho, the pet grizzly bear. Their damage to heroes has been reduced, and damage to guardians. Wow, that's significant damage there. Reduction. Okay, that's quite significant, especially picking up other treasures in the early game. That is very, very significant. Peruvian Legion reduced the damage of their grenade attack from 24 to 21. Okay, that's about there's more than a 10% drop. It's like a 15% drop. Wow. Okay. Cards adjusted the availability of the extensive fortifications card for some civilizations. This is to help counter a concerning rise in the effectiveness of camping strategies in the treaty game mode. Well, I mean, you say camp. I mean, to be honest, isn't treaty a lot like camping, or is it not? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe you should go out and attack. I don't know. I don't know. I've only played a few treaty games. I'm not a huge treaty fan, so you know, don't shoot me down. But anyway, moving on. Stonemasons now properly improves the build speed of all wagons, rickshaws, and travois. Okay, yeah, stonemasons. Yeah, I know that one. The Chinese. Here we go. So let's have a little blurb here around what they've done. So the Chinese. Changes have been made to help improve the overall strength of the civilization, whilst also providing more tools to deploy commerce age-based strategies. Yeah, because usually China is sort of confined to an FF, to a fast fortress, because it just sort of makes sense. You get access to more units, and also your cards are really good in Fortress Age as well. So yeah, they're sort of really, not always, because you could do like a Russian Age 2 with China, but pretty much the majority of the time you'd go Fast Fortress. Anyway, in particular, the change to their new army card should make the old Han army considerably more compelling to use in the early game, as there is now a better way to maintain the usefulness of the units as the game progresses into the later ages. Okay, we'll be monitoring the impact of these changes very closely and will make additional adjustments as necessary. So units and buildings, village. So that's a reduced cost of wood. Okay. XP bounties and build time have been adjusted accordingly. What does that mean? Does that mean the XP bounties are less? So it's not as much XP bounty? No. XP bounties, that mean when you destroy the building. And build time have been adjusted accordingly. Okay. Summer Palace. Reduce the amount of time before the territorial army is granted for free. From 210 to 195 seconds. Wow, that's okay. It's quite a significant reduction there. That's about 10%. Forbidden Army, decreased training time. Okay, that's also a really, really good thing as well. That's a 10% reduction, pretty much. A bit more than that, actually. Okay, so some card adjustments. So the Kashyyyks, which are the anti-cav, you get an extra one for that Kashyyyk card. I never really used the Kashyyyk card. The Rattan Shields, 24 to 26. Okay, I know the Rattan Shields actually had a bit of a nerf in the previous update, so maybe having an extra 2 might help. Standard Army hit points. So Standard Army is quite a popular army choice, or banner army choice when you play as a Chinese. Increase the attack and hit points bonus for Step Riders and Chukanus from 15% to 20%. Okay. Because I sort of feel like I know what they're saying. Like with Chukanus and also Step Riders, they're not really seen as that viable in the late game. I don't really, when I'm playing against China, I mean, I rarely play against them. I sort of see more of the Changdo Arquebusier sort of build, or just pure Cav, which is like the Meteor. Is it called the Meteor Hammers and the Flail? I tend to see that more than the Step Riders and the Chukanus. So, okay. So, hopefully it might make it a little bit more viable. The Beiyang. I think that's Beiyang Army. Reduce the food cost of the card, which delivers 8 Kashyyyk, 8 Step Riders, and activates their disciplined upgrades. Whoa. That is a humongous food reduction. 1,000 to 750. That is very, very significant. That is a 25% reduction. That's big. Okay, so this card could become quite viable maybe. But then still, sort of, wouldn't you want to get into Fast Fortress and try and use that to your best ability? So there's a bit of a contradiction here, because they're sort of trying to deploy Commerce Age-based strategies to try and encourage Chinese players or give them a bit more of a buff in Age 2. But then they're also giving a huge buff to an Age 3 card, which you could potentially try and get out in Fast Fortress when you Fast Fortress. I mean, 8 Kashyyyk, 8 Step Riders is pretty significant, and that really ties in well with the card that you can get from the castle. So the castle, I can't remember the army name, but it's the one where you get Kashyyyk and Step Rider out. So you could build like a castle in Age 3 or get a castle in Age 2, and then you could age up into Age 3, get that card, and then it activates their disciplined upgrades. So you get your disciplined upgrades for free, and you get 8 Kashyyyk and 8 Step Riders. So that's really good. That could be quite good to maybe in team games as well. That's actually quite significant there. Definitely could do something with that card. Maybe go for like an all cav sort of build, like full cav build as China or something like that. I don't know, because it is difficult because you've got banner armies. It's difficult to try and sort of go down one avenue with China, because there's always the trade-off of the other type of unit that you have to get out. But okay, that's interesting. Several changes have been made to the new army card. So what's the new army card? Moved from Age 3 to Age 2, and the cost increased from 200 to 500 food. Okay. Note that arquebusiers and Changdo swordsmen do not reach their full power. Do not reach their more powerful discipline status until the Fortress Age. Okay. The new army card. The new army card. Hang on a minute. Let me just look at what the new army card is. Here you go. New army. All Chukanus transform into arquebusiers, and all pikemen transform into Changdo. Right, okay. So yeah, so you could definitely do something in Age 2 there. Right, so I just decided to have a look at this card, because I don't think I actually ever used this card as China. I mean, I rarely play China, and I actually don't really use this new army card. So it actually transforms your Chukanus into arquebusiers, and also your pikemen into Changdo. So it essentially just transforms some of your Age 2 units into something more significant. So what you could do is you could do an Age 2 rush. So you could do an Age 2 rush like the old Han army rush, and then you could quickly slap that new army card out, and then boom, you've then got arquebusiers in Changdo, and they're even more powerful. So that gives China definitely more rush ability in Age 2. But then on the offset, you've got that other scenario with the other card change, with the Beiyang Army. Reduce the food cost of the card, which delivers 8 Kashyyyk, 8 Step Riders, and activates the discipline upgrade. Okay. Right. Here we go. So, the Beiyang Army. Yeah. So this one here is 750 food. Yeah. Ships 8 Step Riders, 8 Kashyyks, and upgrades for both units. Wow, that's... Yeah, okay. So going to like... What you could do is go into like a mad sort of cav switch. So Age 2 you could fight with Chooks and Pikes, and then you could potentially get your new army card out, and boom, you've now got Arquebusiers, or Arquebusers, and Changdo, and then you could get into Age 3 and then slap a Beiyang army card in, and then boom, you've now switched to Step Riders, Kashyyks, and you've upgraded them as well. So they're then disciplined free of charge, so you don't have to spend money on that. That's, yeah, okay. I could definitely see some sort of like cheesy sort of build with the Beiyang army, and definitely the one here that we mentioned. Wherever it's gone. Here it is, yeah, the new army. You could definitely do something around that. I'm not too sure how you would do it, but like you could definitely get like your Chukanu card out, your standard army hit points. Maybe not even that. You could just get your Chukanus, you get your pikemen out, and then you do a new army card or something like that. I don't know, something crazy like that. There's got to be some sort of like interesting build that you can do. But yeah, let's go back. I digress. So yeah, so it says reduce the food cost of the card. Okay, yep. And what was the... Let me just have a look at this. So the training time of Forbidden Army is reduced. The territorial... hang on a second. Let me just find it again. Standard army hit points increases the attack and hit point bonus for Step Riders and Chukanus. So they're really buffing. They're really buffing the Step Riders with both the Beiyang army and also the standard army hit points, and the Chukanus as well. So it's buffing the Chukanus, buffing the Step Riders, and a potential opportunity to then switch those Chukanus into Arquebusiers, which is that that interesting card there. That they do not reach their more powerful discipline status until the Fortress Age. Okay. So, in the Fortress Age, you can immediately upgrade the units, Arquebusiers. Okay. The discipline status. Okay, yeah. And then it's usually guard or something, isn't it? Okay, anyway. Moving on, we have the French. Remove 50 food from their starting resources. Okay, so that will be a bit more challenging. Slightly longer for them to age up potentially because of that 50 food reduction. I don't know how significant that's going to be. But, okay, interesting. The Swedes, right, this is kind of crazy now. They can now train crossbowmen, so that's nuts. That's crazy. But, I mean, it's sort of understandable because, you know, they didn't really have an Age 2 answer like as like a skirmish unit or anything to deal with heavy infantry in Age 2. So, giving them the crossbowmen, I can sort of understand that. Units and buildings, the Torp has been adjusted once again. The Torp is like a real talking point, I tell you. Somewhat relax the Torp's placement restrictions and improve the accuracy of the visible ring. Okay. These changes will comfortably allow up to 6 now to gather from a single, which was possible before the previous game update, but is now much easier. Right, okay. So it's sort of enabling you to turtle a little bit more. You can put more Torps down around mines and stuff like that. And you don't have to push out as much. Whereas the previous update was sort of forcing Swedes to have to try and push out more because of the fact that they could only fit 4 around each mine. Anyway, increase the amount of food in spawned berry bushes from 125 to 200. Wow, that is really significant. Increase the build limit of berry bushes from 30 to 60. Right? Can now collect blueberries while simultaneously collecting other types of berries. What? Does that mean, does that mean that you could build a Torp next to one of your berry bushes at the start? So then it will, rather than just collecting gold, because you normally put them near gold mines, but they could also collect another berry bush. Okay, interesting. Blackberries are now properly collected by Torps. Right. Cards. Restored some of the beloved design elements of the blueberries card while maintaining some of the newer functionality. The card now has the following effects. Newly constructed torps will now once again spawn a blueberry bush containing 200 food. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Because before, the blueberry one would upgrade them immediately. Any torp berry bush currently present on the map will be upgraded into a berry bush and will gain 200 food. Jesus Christ. In addition to the food already in the bush. What? Oh my god. So that just gives like Swedes even more food potential, like food gathering potential. Wow. The blackberries card has been adjusted as follows. Can now be sent twice. Fixed a bug that sometimes prevented the torps from collecting from berry bushes spawned by the blackberries card. So there's so much potential now for Swedes in both Age 2 and Age 3 to be able to just keep spawning these bushes and gathering food. I don't know, this seems quite a significant buff, to be honest. I haven't really seen anything that's sort of balancing out on the other side. It seems pretty significant. And also, being able to train crossbowmen and having this access to more food is just going to help them to get more crossbowmen if they need to in Age 2. And it won't really prevent them that much from aging up quicker because of the extra food that they're getting from the torps. In addition to these changes, German mercenary contracts increase the attack and hit point bonus granted to mercenaries from 20% to 25%, so a further buff. A new 4 Prospector Wagons card has been added to the home city. Oh my god. So that's crazy. So you could do some sort of like, as I say, you could do like a fast industrial or something and then just simply get 4 more wagons out. Upon reaching the Imperial Age, Prospector Wagon shipments can now be sent again, similar to other unit shipments. So like the longevity of those torps, like, are huge. Oh wait, no, sorry. Prospector wagons are the mines, aren't they? They spawn the mines, but still, that's crazy. That means like when you're in Age 4 and 5, like there's no real reason. Surely, there's no reason for you to build plantations, like estates, to gather coin, because you can just keep getting these prospector wagons, building your torps. When you build a torp, you get a berry bush. You can use the blackberries twice. Oh my god, this is insane. I don't know, this seems like a mega buff. It doesn't seem like if you look at the 2 updates, you had like a nerf, and this is a mega buff. So like the net effect is still a buff, I think, for Swedes. I don't know, man. That seems kind of crazy. Anyway, moving on. Random maps adjusted rewards guide into spawn frequency of 83 different treasures in the standard map set. Okay, that's nice. Larger wood treasures will spawn less frequently on all Asian maps. Okay, nice. Lobbies and matchmaking. This can be interesting sometimes. You can now play a scenario file from the skirmish screen. Note that while the civ can be changed on the setup screen, but not be okay. The treaty maps pool will now be used for all ranked treaty games. Okay, not just the 40-minute one. Okay, that's quite significant for the treaty players. The option to invite players to a lobby via the friends list will now only display users on the primary platform. This is to prevent cases where the game offered the ability to send an invite that the platform couldn't facilitate. Okay, fair enough. Because you've got to remember that there are people on Xbox as well. I always forget that. I don't know what the player pool is like on there, but yeah. Fix an issue which could cause AI control players to misallocate their villages on the wrong resources. Okay. Modding. There's a mod manager update, fixing issues and stuff like that. And the Winter Wonderland updated the mod to use proto mods rather than overriding. Okay. Not too sure what that is. Anyway, ongoing investigation. This is always an interesting one at the end as well. The grey outline behind buttons, seen historical battles and other areas of the game. This is a known issue with a fix already in the works. Okay. Stuck units, classic. We continue to review them and under what circumstances issue. If you run into an instance, please create an official post in the forum. A screenshot. Yep. Okay. Attack move. Now, I'm kind of annoyed. There's still no fix for this. I mean, this is not doing very good, is it? I mean, we're 4 months. I mean, what is it? It's the 2nd of Feb. We are like 4 months into this game. Still no fix or any sort of fix on the attack move, which is really frustrating. And they just keep saying every update it's a prevalent topic. Yeah, well, do something about it. Stop releasing all these shiny avatars and, home city customizations and try and deal with this stuff. Because this is what frustrates me about the game. Like crashes and stuck units. I mean, I know that they're working on it, but like attack move, they're not working on that at all. Like, they haven't actually released any sort of fix for it yet. Prevalent topic of discussion, the team is continuing their investigation, looking into solutions to ensure that it performs as expected in all circumstances. More updates to come. It's like, well, I don't know. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying. Crashes, yeah, out of sync errors. Yeah, I had a few of those actually on my community day. Similar to crashes, reports of out of sync errors. Yeah, I had that in a 4v4 ranked game. We got into it and 5 seconds into it, threw us all out, so that was nice. Quality of life improvements. As we continue to lock down the most critical issues, we continue to work on quality of life improvements to the game, mod support and other areas in need of some love. We're excited to share everything we have in the works, so stick around. Okay. Wow. There you go. 12 likes. Shall I give it a little like? Ding, ding, ding. Nice. Okay. So there we go. I really like the idea around China, buffing China. That's awesome. I'm not too happy about what the hell's going on with Sweden. I think that's a monumental buff overall. But as you guys know, let me know down in the comments below what you think of this update. What you're kind of annoyed with, what you're happy with, what you think they should work on. Let me know down below. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. I'm going to be playing as China, I think. I'm going to give China a go. Definitely.